For
those about
there
to
we
rock.
go. Do we salute them? Ooh. Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 309, our SHOT Show 2020 special, which means it's the stuff Tony and I saw at SHOT Show and some other stuff. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. In this show, we will be discussing a Bravo Concealment review and some new stuff from SHOT Show. I'm your host, Chad Wallace, and with me tonight are the infamous Tony and Rob. So, Rob, you get a start. What'd you do in firearms?
Well, not a whole lot, you know. Picked up a few shirts.
Okay, now for the listeners, Rob has his coffee cup that has Tony on it. This the Lovetron one, his hat has, and a shirt. So
I'm pimping Tony tonight.
he's pimping Tony the Lovetron.
Yeah, baby. Tony's muted because he's busting a gut right now.
Okay, now that's funny.
Okay, for those who didn't see, I was on no video the whole pre-show and up to now, and I turned it on.
Yeah.
I
And
figured
the
I'd
funny-
get a rise out of Tony.
Well, the reason it was delayed was because I was typing into the chat, so I hadn't looked at the screen over here. So I'm typing, I look at, and I see me looking back. God, did we have fun with those stickers out in Vegas, man? Oh,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let's see. Last weekend, the weekend before last, I just went to the range, kept messing with my rifles, getting them sighted in, and then last Saturday, Zane and I were actually at the NRA's Florida
Friends of the
Southern
NRA.
organizational meeting for the Friends of NRA, and then yesterday or Sunday, I did something totally non-gun related. One of my other passions that I love to do besides firearms and alcohol and cigars is I'm a pilot, and I went ahead and reactivated my pilot's license, did the flight review. So now I'm back to flying status.
Can you fly helicopters for famous
No.
people?
No, I don't have a rotorcraft license or rotorcraft endorsement on my license yet.
Okay.
Just single engine land.
too soon.
Probably, but hey, I could resist.
No.
Okay,
But-
so I'm
you guys going to tell me about the fun stuff you did?
you know, we're gonna tell you about the fun stuff we did. Actually, the thing is Sunday I actually got out to the range, and this is post shot show. Took a
Pre-shot?
ride
Oh, post-shot show?
post
Okay.
shot like literally 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And see, I got a present when I got home on Friday. When I got home, or Saturday, one of those days, got the mail. Strike Industries had sent their mass driver comp for review, so I mounted it up and took it out and ran some stuff through it, and it also has an optic sight from Lucid Optics on it, so put some more rounds through it. The mass driver comp, just quick, is pretty much 50 state legal because, one, it's a compensator, but it doesn't take a threaded barrel for your Glock Gen 3 or Gen 4, 17s, 19s, which is kind of cool if you live in one of those states that you cannot have a threaded barrel. Then, of course, SHOT Show. I met Tony finally. He's really smaller than I thought. So, I really mean that. I expected Tony to be larger, but I did give him a bag of Skittles because I wasn't sure if he'd need them. I didn't have any A2 grips to give him, or else I would have. But we were wandering around SHOT Show, checking out new stuff, handing out Tony stickers, range day, all that fun stuff. And in the weeks to come, we will probably have stuff that we saw at SHOT Show or new stuff that was released. I don't. It's a lot of fun, like usual. I was telling Tony I have a love-hate relationship with it, and that's pretty much because I love to go. I don't like to wander around forever in a day. It's tiring because you're always going. You go to SHOT Show, then you go to like the Brownells party and see people smoking 18-inch long cigars. meet the cool
that would have been
people.
fun.
Meet the cool people from Matador Arms.
Awesome.
Stuff like that. But I did at the party. If you guys remember the Nero muzzle brake, I did a review on. Walker Defense was there, and they did give me one of their cool Inconel 3D printed bottle openers.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
So that was pretty cool. I mean, it's
Well,
just
so
kind of a
That's
novelty.
the cool SHOT Show crowd now.
I don't know if I'd consider that the cool SHOT Show,
Yeah.
but that's about all I'll probably say. We'll let Tony ramble on about being on Nevada, Las Vegas TV and other things like that.
Well, I mean, I got this chamber flag from American Defense.
Oh, well, if we're talking about stuff, my friend Kat Ainsworth gave me a signed copy of her handgun hunting book.
No, we're not gonna compare cool stuff because you got more cool stuff.
Hey, no. You also got the cool Grey Ghost Precision Magpul bags. So,
Yeah. Wait a minute.
know,
Something was in your bag, right?
there was like a pen and some stickers and a patch. And
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
All
My daughter, your daughter, stole the pen.
Yes. That's my girl. See, I got this from the last time. I think this is from Faxon. This is,
I think it
their
is.
patch. Okay, here's what I enjoyed SHOT. It was a lot of work because I showed up and I went to the Antares Alliance shoot on Sunday, and then range day for SHOT on Monday. Seeing a lot of stuff, videotaping stuff, meeting people, trying to spread the word about what we were doing. I didn't do that at the range, but I just tried to network with as many people as possible and hand out my business card. One of the things I came across, and this is even if you don't go to SHOT, it's called Haystack, which is an app on your phone, which you can take a picture of someone's business card. You input your information, create your own virtual business card, and what it will do is email them all of your information and your business card. So it gets that first email out of the way. I used the heck out of that during SHOT, just so I wouldn't have to go through a bunch of business cards. And I already have that first contact email out of the way that happened the minute I took a photo of their card. So Haystack, and it's a free app. That's my little, hey, you should really try this app. Kevin Dixie from No Other Choice Firearms Training told me about it. I was lucky. I got to stay with some friends. They had Airbnb that I was able to get on, and I was able to hang out with a bunch of people that were SHOT Show experienced, and they were able to introduce me to a lot of folks. And hopefully they come through, and we have a lot of good news for the Seconds for Everyone. I shot some cool guns. I really think the Torrent Suppressor video that I put up today was just them talking about it. I'll probably put up the video tomorrow of me shooting their firearms. Really quiet, really impressive. A lot of things I was impressed by at SHOT Show, including some newcomer stuff, like that Mars video that I put up on my Instagram the day before yesterday, I think, or yesterday. I felt that was real interesting. Can't wait to get my hands on that. My friend Argo J had his first gun come out, which is called the Bravo Oscar from American, was it American Defense Manufacturing?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, and I was actually at their launch party for the firearm. I was at their announcement, and I was also get to run rounds through it at the range. So that was pretty cool. And then I got Chad to shoot it. So when we get it, and when we talk about it, when we discuss it, at least he has some trigger time on it. I think it's a pretty cool build because what a lot of companies are doing now is giving you the option of building your rifle, but they provide you provide the specs, but you build the rifle on their site, and I think it's great because then it's still covered by warranty, and you don't have to wrench on it, or not have the gas system right, or trying to find out why the gun you put together out of parts kits from 5 different manufacturers doesn't work. You can just put it together on their website and get it sent to you. And Argo's rifle is both a pistol and a rifle. You can have it in either option with just like high end barrels on it and ambidextrous. I mean, it was pretty cool. And that's why I wanted Chad to see it because he's a friend of mine and I wasn't going to poop on his rifle. So I wanted someone out, a new set of eyes to check it out and go, hey, is this decent? Because I think it is. But he's a friend of mine. So if it sucks, just let me know and I'll calm down. But I'm a little excited about it.
No, and and like I said, when we get some more information on it, once it's officially released by ADM or whatever, we'll have it in the show. And Tony shot it, I shot it, so that's a big help.
I
Tony
got a
is
CMC single stage trigger, the CCT trigger from CMC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a drop in. I was talking to the guy over at KE Arms, Russell Fagan, and they were like, when you're using that polymer lower, the KE Arms is coming out with their version of the G-Wax lower, which is the version of Cavalry Arms polymer lower, that pretty much you're going to need a cassette type drop in trigger for it. So I got this, but I probably will purchase one of their KE Arms because they made that announcement with Brownells at SHOT Show. But a lot of this stuff is still up in the air being manufactured. So that's yeah. Go ahead. Let's go into the show then.
Oh no, I was gonna say there was something that Tony missed saying, as it had something to do with some panel he was on.
Oh yes, and I did speak on the panel with 13 other people, including Iraqi veteran 8888, John from Hickok 45, Maj Torre, Kevin Dixie, Argo J, Zeke Stout, Rob Pincus,
Bunch of other people.
A bunch of awesome people. Hank Strange. It's 13 of us, man. I'm sorry that I missed everybody, but it's not because I'm not thinking about you. It's because, well, I'm not that bright. You should know that by now. You're friends of mine. But it was a really decent panel on how to grow the community, and they answered everybody's question. It was 2.5 hours of just Q&A. And I thought that was pretty spectacular. I don't think anyone televised the whole thing, but we answered a lot of questions that people had, just regular people, about how to get minorities, get people of color, get women, get anyone into their business. And a lot of people said it was really worthwhile. And I was proud to be a part of it. And thank you for having me out there.
Yeah, I just figured I'd remind you about that because I thought it was, I didn't actually go to it, but, I heard Tony, I saw other posts about it. I figured, hey, Tony probably wants to say something about this.
I actually would not have gone to SHOT Show if it was not for that. And I would have been wrong. People have been trying to get me to go to SHOT Show for years because they say it would expand the work we do at Diversity Shoot. And I'm like, well, NRA is cheaper. NRA is closer. Why wouldn't I just go to NRA? SHOT's on a whole nother level, the number of people you meet and their position in the companies. I've met the owner of various companies that you just won't run into at NRA show.
You got it.
So
you're going to go back next year?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's dude, it's launching a year off. It's an expenditure. I can probably save a lot more money this year. Next year, knowing what I know now. It is worth it for me just if I could get more material just for the shows, because I got some video and it'll be showing up, and I'll probably start putting stuff on my website about this just because it's a different level. It's something that I would be interested in seeing. Really cool stuff out there. Fiocchi has a new frangible ammo that's coming out that I saw at a Terrace Alliance range day where you can walk completely up on a still target and shoot it at point blank range.
And this is rifle or pistol. Trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
and let me explain. That's freaky when you do it for the first time. It is freaky because my legs wanted to run away because it was like, oh, he's doing stupid stuff again.
Well,
Get away.
and you're like tensed. I've done that with other brands. But you're tensed up because the first time you do it, because you're expecting at least something to come back, and I mean literally, you're like 4 feet from the target or less. Like literally, the muzzle's almost touching it.
I was actually about 4 inches away from the metal.
Right, and yeah,
I'm
Was
like,
that where you were
wow,
standing, or is that where the muzzle was?
that's where the muzzle was.
yeah.
Okay.
The muzzle was less than a barrel length away when I had slide lock. I would have kept shooting because I wanted to see how far I could get, but I was using Argo's pistol and I didn't want to just, muzzle it.
Yeah,
But
I gotcha.
I saw a lot of cool stuff, and if you're a gun dude into the media, it's there. But I was trying to balance it with activism, not activism, but trying to get sponsors for what we do. So you're trying to give your elevator speech, you're trying to look at cool stuff. I didn't want to waste the opportunity or the money that it costs to go out there. I had to make it worthwhile. And yes, I ended up on local Vegas television. I went to the DC Project. Women had a meeting at the Fiocchi booth. Everybody was around. They had all their teal on. And I went there to videotape it because I thought it was awesome that all these amazing women get together, one from every state, and go to Washington, D.C. and talk to the legislators. I go there, and of course, Diana Mueller puts me to work holding up their sign, and people start cheering, and I hold the sign up. So they have official photographers there. Okay, cool, for their event. Well, I had my Tony Simon Says Welcome to the Planet Lovetron shirt on with my face on it. Only because all of us that stayed in the house wore the shirt that day. So I'm standing there and they get my picture, which is cool. And then it shows up on a local news in Vegas. And they made sure they got nothing but the women, but they couldn't avoid my shirt because I'm the size of a billboard. So there's my name, face, and logo right there as they sweep the room. Well, what's her face? Shannon Watts of Mom Demand Action just freaking calls it like fluff and it's bullcrap. And then that thread goes viral with the screenshot of my shirt with my entire face on it. So it's all over Twitter.
Nice.
It's hilarious. But hey, the funds for that actually go help us, Second is for Everyone, and Aaron Paulette of Operation Blazing Sword and Pink Pistols. So the funds from purchasing that silly swag actually goes to help the 2A fight, and you can buy that swag at diversityshoot.com. It has a redirect. So you want to get on with the show because we're going to be talking about this SHOT Show for at least a month, right?
we might as well get on with
several.
it. So announcements: go to the gunandgearcult.com and pledge your support. Just like Patreon, except it's somebody else. We have $1, $5, $15, and $25 levels. We sure would appreciate it, and you might get some stuff that Tony picked up at SHOT Show, or maybe I picked up. I don't know. Bandwidth sponsors our buddies over at Patriot Patch Co. So go sign up for the new Patch of the Month Club because it's awesome. They probably even have new patches over there. I haven't looked, but they probably do. If you're looking for gun videos, go check out gunstreamer.com. And if you're shopping Amazon, please use the Firearms Radio affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. And because Rob is here, we're going to make him do extra today.
Oh man, you don't pay me enough for this.
I know
raise.
you can quit at any time.
Okay. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-host and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and/or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now, for my review of the Bravo Concealment holster, let's take her away. Okay, look, I'm not going to read the whole daggum review because if you want to read it, you can go online and see it. But basically, a couple months ago, they contacted us and said, "Hey, anybody want to review a holster?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. What the hey?" They sent me a link and said, "Here's, what holster do you want to review?" I looked. The first thing I noticed is they don't have anything for my FN9. So I said, okay, I'll just do a Glock because a Glock is a fairly ubiquitous gun, and I think everybody knows one, probably owns one, knows someone who has one, or you can go to the gun store and see what a Glock looks like. So I ordered one for a Glock 17 because I don't have any of the 19s or any of the smaller model Glocks. So mine are the pretty much full size. I've got a few of the micro compacts, but anyways, it came in. I ordered the inside the waistband holster, and I mean it was nice. I put the first thing I did, you put the gun in there, you pull, you insert, remove, it inserted very nicely, removed very nicely. This was for the IWB holster, and they make them in left hand, right hand. The thing about the IWB holster is it doesn't have any cant to it, but it is adjustable. You can move the belt loops to for ride height and for a little bit for cant, but not a whole lot. It fit real good. They got a little bit mad because I didn't do an emergent and quick review. Well, my philosophy is I'm not just going to wear something for a week, do a review, and crank it out. I'm going to wear it, and I want to actually take it to classes. And I guess what really irked me the most about this is I poke around their website, and they've got a video on their website. Maybe they took it down by now, but I doubt it. Of them riding over one of their holsters with a truck, and I'm like, oh gee, I think that's the first thing I should do. Ride over a holster with a truck. Nah, I mean I don't really care about the fluff crap. So, I took it to a couple classes I did last year, and it worked real good. Inside the waistband holster, nice draw from concealment, really easy to draw, aim, shoot, all that stuff. Reholstering could have been a little bit easier, but then again, I'm fat and it's a little harder for me to reholster. And at the same time, I'm not really concerned with putting the gun in. It's more getting it out and getting it to a useful position. And I actually liked it so much that I bought a second one. They're outside the waistband holster, and I took that to the massage class I did last fall. I had an issue with that where for the first 2 days on the range, it held onto the gun so much that the gun would actually ride up, and I had to use my left hand to push down on the gun belt so the holster wouldn't ride up as far. And one of the range officers came up to me and said, "Hey, you got a problem here. You're coming dangerously close to sweeping your left arm or your left hand. And if you do that tomorrow on qualification day, we disqualify you. And since tomorrow is qualification day and there'd be no makeup, you'd be out of the class." I said, oops. I switched to the inside of the waistband for qualifications and took it back to the house, contacted them, said, "Hey, this is kind of, sticky too much." And they, of course, they did the usual, send me an email. Well, is it the right gun? Please send me pictures of the gun in the holster and the belt you're using. And I sent them pictures of everything and said, here you go. And they're like, oh, yep, yeah, you're using the right gun. You're not trying to put something design in there. And they said, okay. They emailed me a return receipt. I printed it out, put the gun back in one of the pouches they sent it in, sent it back to them. And they fixed the holster. I didn't put the gun, put the holster back in there. They sent the holster back to me repaired, and after they fixed it, I don't know if they gave me the original holster or a new one, but it worked just fine. It didn't ride up. It didn't hug it as much. I guess they just had to loosen it up so it wouldn't hold the hug the gun as much. It's basically a two-part. It looks like a two-part injection mold or some kind of molded design. Maybe it's a vacuum mold. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably somewhere on their website how they make it. The materials are fairly sound, fairly solid. The loops for your gun belt, they're strong. I had no problems with them other than that one issue I had with the holster not wanting to release the gun. Nice thing about it is, again, when you right now they're running their special on their website. That's probably where I go to get it. You get the gun and you get a mag pouch with it. And the mag pouches are nice. I mean, to me, they're nicer than the ones I get from Glock because you got two nice loops, and they fit the mag securely. And by that I mean the mags aren't going to just pop out when you're walking or if you get into a scuffle or whatnot. Let's see, what else can I say about this? Like I said, I love their customer service. Hell, I gave them an extra point just for that. Let's see, anyone looking for a holster for their pistol, target market. Yeah, I said belt clips are adjustable, shipping with a free magazine, reasonably priced. I think it's like 45, but yeah, 44.99. I think that even included shipping. I mean, that's pretty cheap for a holster. Left and right hand holsters. Now, one thing about it is, I looked at the where the muzzle goes in the holster comes out. It looks like it's set up where you could actually run it with a threaded barrel for a suppressor. You couldn't put a suppressor in there, obviously, but you could run it if you got a Glock 17 with a threaded barrel or another like an aftermarket threaded barrel for your Glock. The only thing I'm not sure of for that would be if they left enough room in it. Looks like they did. I didn't try it with a raised the sights. They put the raised sights on some of the threaded barrels. I didn't try it with that, but it looks like it would fit it. Other than that, let's see, finishes. Yeah, any color you want, as long as you want black, just like the old Model Ts. What others are saying, 63 reviewers on Amazon gave it a 4.7 out of 5. You can get it from Amazon, but I'd probably just get it from the website because Amazon will take a cut out of their profit. And if you order it directly from them, they get all the money. Like I said, Bravo Concealment is $43.39, and Amazon was $40. Other than that, like I said at the end, Cons basically not currently making pistols for FN models. I mean, they've got a crap ton of them. Sig, Smith, a bunch of 1911s, and they even make them for like lights and stuff like that. Belt clips are designed for belts of 1.5 inches. So really, thicker belts won't work. And like I said, only comes in black. I gave it 8.5, and again, an easy point of that came from their excellent customer service. I mean, they tried the, well, do you have the right gun? You have the right this? Yeah, okay, fine. I've done customer service before. That's the first thing you try. Are you putting the right tab in the right slot?
Hey now.
So, gosh, ay. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't feel like reading the whole review just because it's out there. It's not that big or detailed.
I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
Me. I mean,
I think,
would I buy it? Yeah. I mean, I've got 2 of them. I'm going to keep them in my rotation from whenever I carry my Glock 17s. And they make them for just about every model Glock out there, and a lot of SIG. Just nothing for FN yet. So maybe when they start making FN stuff, I'll pick one up.
That's because nobody wants an FN.
They don't have a bunch of stuff on CZ either.
Yeah. Well, if you guys weren't, hipsters with your FNs and CZs.
I'm looking at this, and the only holster they have for CZ is for the P10C.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good and all. No, I don't want to talk to your Bravo Concealment customer service. Get off my screen.
Exactly.
Want to chat?
No.
Yeah. How come you don't have good guns on here? Hold on a second. Okay.
Oh no, Tony's going to chat.
I checked out CZ. You already checked out FN. It's not like these aren't quality gun makers, right?
No.
Who else doesn't get the credit they should with the firearms thing? I just want to see, because those are usually the two, and it's like, I know if they can't have a style, right?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
There's no way. Nope. They're like, what does this word even mean?
What?
Okay. I mean, so they just have Smith & Wesson, Glock, and SIG?
So they have limited manufactured of pistols for their holsters. Okay.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, most people don't have these, and that's why they don't carry it. So, I mean,
yeah.
Bet they have a Springfield XD. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a good thing Zane's not here.
Well, I mean, I guess when they do stuff like that, they're going to make it for the mass market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what they can sell and how much they can sell.
And depending on how it's made, if they have to have molds made or stuff like that.
Glock's pretty much, they're still the big dominant. They're still the whale in the bathtub right now.
The what in the what?
The whale in the bathtub. That's like the big fish in a small pond.
The oil in the bat.
Whale.
kind of
Oh, good Lord.
good. Gosh, Granny Clampett, freaking Beverly Hillbillies.
You know, I called him a hipster. I'm changing it to FUD.
Yeah, so
Like
I
me.
typed in Ruger in the search engine. The only thing it has is Ruger 1911s.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean like their LC9s and stuff like that. Yeah,
Ah,
I
Yeah,
got
you
you.
know.
So limited availability, but
Well,
besides that, you like
yeah.
the holster, good
Yeah, I
customer
mean, it was good.
support.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
definitely good support, good retention. I mean, like I said, when I put the gun in, I loaded the gun up, put it in there, and tried to shake the holster in all sorts of ways to see if it'd fall out. I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure if you're trying to do handstands or something, or you're doing something crazy, it might fall out, but
well, that's the
it would
testing
take
protocol. That's the testing protocol I use all the time.
Oh,
Uh,
you handstands?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
it doesn't have anything for a Beretta. Okay, so yeah, we're just down the Glock, and I didn't even check Sig. Let me check Sig.
Well, while Tony is checking to see if they have
Well, no, I'm
SIG,
just checking wow, the 365, the 320,
that's it.
365, 320,
Okay.
365, 3. Oh, never mind. It's got like 8 pages of it. So okay, yeah, they're good, I guess.
And since we're talking about SIG, we'll go into the product spotlight and discussion. And up
Wow,
first,
segue.
terrible segue. Up first, thanks to Tony, is the SIG P210 carry. Oh yeah, you heard it, 210 carry. MSRP is lots of money because they don't have it yet. But there's a link. SIG doesn't even have it on their website yet, but there's a link in the show notes to an article on the truth about guns. Basically, it's their American made SIG 220 with
210.
a 210. Sorry. I was hoping it was something cheaper. With a 4-inch barrel and it still has the same grip length, but it's got some G10 grips on it that instead of the like fancy wood ones, like the normal one, it still is 8+1 capacity and 9mm. It weighs in around 30 ounces. Yeah, 30 ounces. It is because it's the 210. It has their single action only trigger. They say it's a bit heavier than their target version, which is 3.5 to 4. So I'm guessing 4.5 to 5 pound range. Of course, they said it was a phenomenal shooter. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, SIG 210s do shoot good. Let's see. I'll go here for I'm sure the standard P210 model has pretty much some of the same stuff. Like it probably comes with 2 steel mags. The overall length is going to be whatever, 7.5 inches, probably somewhere around there. The width is 1.6. That's probably not going to change. The height, 5.3 inches because it's still full capacity. All that stuff's pretty much the same. It is not, however, the P210 from Europe. But it has it also has a manual safety, and the manual safety is large. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's not ambi. It's just right-handed. It looks like, but this, like we said, the safety is a large safety. It is a hammer. It does have a decent beaver tail, so that you won't get slide bite or, hammer bite. Tony, you actually
Yeah.
did a
All right.
video on it.
I did a video on it. I talked to my man Jim over there at SIG. All right, let me go ahead and tell you why the SIG 210, because most people don't care. They were like, why do I care about an 8-shot 9mm full size handgun? All right, SIG came out with their 210 post World War II, almost immediately after World War II. It was the most expensive military issue handgun ever. It is a very, very good shooter. I mean, they straight used it for target competitions there before they came up with the target version, which has even a better trigger, longer barrel, longer sight radius, whole thing. I fell in love with this gun through one story in Soldier of Fortune magazine from like the 1970s about its accuracy saving a mercenary's life in the jungles of Africa, where he had a one-shot stop against an AK-47 wielding terrorist. 100 yards, dropped him with a nine. So I was like, oh,
I think I read that article.
yeah, it's just the coolest article, manly man stuff. And also, it's one of the things that got me to attempt to start shooting pistols at longer distances. So, it's one of those things like, a lot of kids heard 1911 is the best thing since sliced bread, others 357 Magnum. P210 was that gun for me. So when I saw SIG started coming out with them again, and then now they have the Kerry version. This has an aluminum frame, so it's lighter weight than the steel frame guns, but it's still an 8-shot 9 millimeter that's probably gonna be in the same ballpark as the Colt Python in price range, I'm assuming. Real P210s, the ones manufactured in Europe, cost like $4,000 to $5,000 at this point. So this is just gonna be newer. I checked it out. It's easy to swipe the safety off with this thing. You can just do it quickly with your thumb. They moved the magazine release from being the European Hill style release to where America's have are used to it, where the 1911 release is. Things I didn't like about it, even handling it in the booth, was the fact that the G10 scales are slick as slick. They're just slick. They have no texture at all. That's probably going to change. It has a great trigger. It racks really easy. It's another one of those guns that, yeah, even living in a state like this one, for the amount of money that I'll probably end up paying for a SIG 210 carry, if I was to do it, I could probably buy a 1911 9 millimeter, and it holds 2 more rounds. And it's a classic gun too, so I don't see a downside to either one of them. It's just, it's a SIG 210, and it carries the same amount of gravitas with some people as a Colt Python. So it is not the same ones built in Europe, but I feel it's going to be a quality gun. At least I hope it's going to be a quality gun, because you never hope, for one of those childhood fantasy guns to suck. So yeah, I'm hoping this really works well. I hope it works out well for SIG. I hope they sell a butt ton of them. I want one, but we all know my priorities were something else. But if SIG wants to give me one, or even T&E me one for a while, because I'm a lot like Rob, I don't understand how somebody reviews a product in a week and sends it back and not give it a real review.
Exactly.
I just don't get that. I mean, hey, listen, if your favorite whatever does, good to go. But I'm like, you shoot guns to try guns. Because if I'm going to ask you to, I'm going to tell you it's good to go to spend your money on, I want to have slapped it around a little bit.
Well, then again, too, like if it's somebody like a Jerry Miculek or a high-end competition shooter that shot everything known to man, okay, I could probably see maybe they get evaluate a gun after a few days. But
yeah, they put 2,000 rounds through it in 2 days,
and really, I mean, truthfully, I don't think Jerry Miculek or somebody like that, those sponsor shooters, would be doing random reviews anyway. No. You know what I mean? They get paid by those companies. Why would they, review something else? That's why a lot of stuff on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, review wise, to me is iffy. Like they got all, whatever. I'd really like to shoot this gun, put some rounds through it. It's aluminum frame, 9 millimeter. I don't think it'll get beat up by a higher round count. I'm hoping SIG has their stuff together, even though they're not on the same level from what I've heard as the European manufacturers. I mean, come on, dude. Are you going to pay $5,000 for a SIG that's not custom?
No. I'm going to buy an HK P7M8 or something.
Yeah, I ain't getting that either.
I'm just saying. Okay. Well, that, of course, was the Tony's thoughts on the P210 carry. Cool. Now, something I might be interested in is Palmetto State Armory came out with the PS9 Dagger. Yes. Okay. Name doesn't tell you anything. It's a Glock style pistol. MSRP is $299 to $399. This is complete firearm for $299 to $399. And what it is it is a G19 size pistol that they're manufacturing. Uh, Gen 3, you know, parts, components, uh, the frame. It's got like a square trigger guard. I actually held it at SHOT Show. It felt really good in my hand, not like Polymer 80s feel good in my hand. Glocks, however, do not feel very good in my hand. It's got it's a little more rounded, felt to me, than like a Polymer 80. It does have cutouts to get your magazine out if it's stuck. The 299 version is pretty much just standard. The 399 is cut for like an RMR, has like a threaded barrel and I think suppressor height sights. They do use a pivoting trigger system similar to like an M&P as opposed to the Glock style triggers. But since it is pretty much Gen 3 Glock, I think I'm assuming most of the aftermarket parts will fit it. Uh, you know, let's see specs. Of course, it's 9 millimeter. It comes with two, I think. Uh, what are they? Two magazines. I think they are Magpul mags. The 15 rounders, of course.
Hmm.
It's striker fired stainless steel polymer, 3-dot sights. You know, pretty much it's Glock 19 size. A little different, but I really thought it was pretty comfortable in the hand. You know, time will tell how well it's made, et cetera, et cetera. But the price is pretty cool, especially in the higher priced one that comes with everything you could ever want. You know, that's my opinion on it. It looks like it has a Glock style rail on the front, not a pick rail. Not that that's a huge concern, but that's kind of what it felt like to me. I liked it. I'm really looking at maybe getting one just because.
I like the fact that there are now companies that are making entire guns that are not Glocks. Um, because truthfully, we all know Glock costs like $80 to make for the frame. Like it's they're making a killing with their guns, which is fine. But let's just say this is dropping that bar again that we were talking about pre-show. That gets this just becomes the golden age of firearms ownership for the private individual. That you're getting Glock level guns for $200 less than Glock sells them for, and it uses all the Glock aftermarket parts. Um, so there you go. How does it hold up to duration, a long round count class, or something like that? Probably as well as a Glock does at this point. Like we can quit
Oh,
faking the funk like it's some kind of magic bean. We know what it is, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't get a chance to get over there, so I'll go there at the Great American Outdoor Show if Palmetto State Armory opens a booth, and I'll get my fondle on with it too. Um, yeah, I look forward to more things like that, and of course the Glock. What is it called? The Magpul 15 round mags. That's
Yes.
all I used. I ran lots and
yeah.
lots and lots of ammo through those, and they just work. So
Yeah.
I know the magazine's good, and it's pretty much their own version of their Polymer 80 or whatever they want to call it. Horrible name they picked for it, by the way.
Yeah, I thought so too. Oh, and in the article that's linked in the show notes, it also says that the front and rear sights are both steel.
Wow,
Not your
wow.
cheap little plastic front sight. So, you know, they're not skimping there.
No,
I
that's
went.
good because those the sights that come with Glock, the threaded
Plastic
barrel
ones.
Glocks, mm-mm,
I
they're
have no
crap.
problem with them. I have no problem with them. I haven't
Yeah.
broken them yet, but and I've racked them off everything. But I understand people's concern about them. My
I'm
question is this: will they come up with full size and competition size? Not a Glock.
It would not surprise me depending on how
well,
well
you
this
know that it
does.
will as soon as like we were talking before, as soon as the Glock 8 patents expire on those, they probably will.
Well, I mean, what's the Glock patent? I mean, if it's a Gen 3, it's a Gen 3. Patent should have I mean, wouldn't it be on all of them?
I
I get,
think so. I really don't know anything about that stuff.
but no. The only thing is, have you ever tried the raised sights Glocks come with for the suppressors?
I have. I don't really care for them, but
The
they're
Tony
too.
was saying the Glock sights. I mean, with a regular Glock sight, yeah, I've racked them up all sorts of stuff, but the raised sights that come like for suppressor height, they're
Mm-hmm.
crap.
Oh, okay.
It's a little
Yeah.
thin wedge, and you shoot a little bit, and that the dot that's on the wedge for your front sight pops out.
And then you just have black sights like you should have
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, you shouldn't design a freaking sight where the front dot
I
pops
know.
out.
I know what you're saying, but
So I mean, I look forward to all of this, dude. I look forward to it being less expensive for someone to afford a good gun, because I mean, we all know people that just get into the firearms thing for self defense,
I mean,
and they have no idea how much a gun costs, and they think dropping $350 on a gun is a lot of money, and it's like not really. You can pick up something used or iffy for around $350, and now you can get something brand new from Palmetto State with a lifetime warranty.
you know, this is basically the price of a used Glock.
Mm-hmm.
they're a little cheaper probably because this is list price, not what you can find it for.
Got a point.
And you know, Palmetto's not the only company that came out with like, Gen 3 Glock-ish style pistols. So,
But
this is just
at this price point.
yes, the only one at this price point. And
Well, what'll probably happen is when this hits the market, they'll be hard to find. Then you wait a few months and they'll be out there.
Hey, well, and that's the thing is even if you go to the Palmetto State Armory site and want like an AR part they have, if it's on sale, it's like you better get the sale within the first couple hours or it's gone.
Right.
But understand this, and this falls on my purpose of going to SHOT in the first place. There are certain companies dedicated to growing the Second Amendment and firearms community, and Palmetto State Armory is one of them. That's the reason they have sales all the time. That's the reason they have the price point. A lot of people try to poo-poo it, not understanding. I forgot who did the interview with the president of Palmetto State Armory, but he said he wants to get guns in people's hands so they become common use. And that's one of the things from the Supreme Court decisions about AR-15s and AKs.
In common use, yes.
In common use. So he's selling these things just to get them in people's hands. There you go. I mean, that's a totally different philosophy than anyone else, and that's why he has such a lower price point on a lot of his stuff. So I think it's amazing. I wish them the best of luck. And yeah, I'd like to get one. I'd like a full size, though, only because, this does have undercuts, so it might actually fit my hand. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably not. But that is that. And after you spend the money on the one with the sight cut, etc., we have for you Holosun with all of their new stuff. And we're talking they had a lot of new stuff at SHOT Show.
A lot.
A lot. They came out with their HS507K. The MSRP, Holosun does this all the time, and I don't understand why. MSRP on this is $341.16.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty daggum specific.
But what it is it is their small-ish red dot sight because they had a prototype smaller one there. But this one is, on the market. It does have their circle dot if you would like it. So it's their standard red dot circle dot. This is the size basically of the Shield RMS. Is that the small one, Tony?
Yep.
Okay. It is 1.6 inches long and 1 inch across and 1 inch tall. So basically to fit smaller framed pistols like the G43, G48, the 365, stuff like that. It looks like in their newly designed stuff, they don't have the rounded top anymore. This is more of a square style. Even their other ones kind of came with a square style now. It does have kind of a raised little rear sight in the rear of it. So you can kind of get there. this particular one is not solar. I don't think. I believe it's just battery, but it's got a 50,000 hour battery life. The battery is also on the side now, so you do not have to remove the sight to change the battery. The Let's see, it's got pretty good sized buttons on the side for plus and minus, that stuff. I guess it has its own proprietary mounting system, which I guess it's not like, because it's smaller than like an RMR, so they're not using that platform.
No, I think they use the same one. I actually have a booth review or whatever breakdown from the person there. I
Right.
think it uses the same pattern as the Shield. I think,
Okay.
from what I remember her telling me, because you and I also got time on the range day with it.
Yeah, we actually shot this one. Shot, what it was on, what was it, an agency G43
Yeah,
or 48, I can't remember.
40, the long
But
handle one. I forgot which.
yeah, but I actually liked it when I shot it. It was, for being small, it was easy to pick up the dot. I've shot dot pistols before. Tony, I don't know what he thought about it, but let me get through some of the features here. Not that there's a lot that we haven't covered. Basically, we went through the dots, 50,000. It does have 10 daylight and 2 night vision things. Unlimited parallax. It is, waterproof to some extent, probably 3 meters or something. It does have shake awake, so it'll go to sleep after some amount. But like the 507 that I have, you even just barely touch that thing and it wakes right back up. So there you go, Tony.
Well, Hollison's work. I mean, just they work. Now, I've had the rifle sights on for, I think this is going on 3 years now. Joe from Hollison has sent me some to use during diversity shoots. I've used them for the Minuteman Challenge, diversity shoots, my own training, and they've worked. I've taken training with Joe from Hollison, and used his other stuff, the green dot stuff, and it freaking works, man. They were all up online during range day. I mean, I could contact Joe and he'd honestly tell me, because we're actually friends. If, one of them went down, I mean, if you told me to tell you in confidence, I just wouldn't be as confident telling you right now that Hollison makes good stuff and that puts up with abuse. My friend Rob Pincus used them on his PDN Personal Defense Network tour on his rifles there, and he said all of them stayed up. So that's a year going around the country, slamming around in the back of the truck and being used by random students everywhere. So yes, I don't hesitate to recommend Hollison as an optic, even to the at this point over Vortex. And Vortex is a solid optic too. And we know how I'm tactically frugal and just most bang for the buck. I look forward to actually getting one of these one day. Hint, hint, anybody. Um,
Hint, hint,
because
whoever you're, hint, hint, Hollow Sun.
hint, hint, hollow sun. But no, I really want to, because this is the next big thing, dude. I mean, using red dot, having a red dot optic is just the next big thing. And even if I have, because I have stigmatism, I have to have my dots at a really low level, low intensity level, and they remember it. I mean, I know the ones on my rifles do, so I'm seriously guessing that the pistol ones will have that memory also, because I need a finer dot. I checked it out. I checked these out. I checked the green dot version out. I don't know if they have a green dot version of the K,
They do
but
not yet.
okay.
This and their other little new ones, I think, are just red.
Because
But
when I was at the booth, I went through a lot of them with the
the
lady there.
green, the gold,
Yeah,
yeah,
and the titanium one. So I mean, look, small gun. If you, dude, I look at that. The 43, the agency arms 43 we shot. I'm like, dude. I mean, that's just a slick setup. And with that dot, you don't really have to depend on, even though the sights are good on them. I mean, the dot is just quicker acquisition and gives you, in my opinion, the ability to reach out longer ranges with it with less trouble.
yeah. They're and I think by now, Holosun's pretty much proved that they make decent optics. I mean,
Yep.
True.
5 years ago, people might have been said who,
Who?
but yeah, now I think people
Hello.
know the name.
Does it say on here what pattern the screw holes are drilled on it for your
It does-
mount?
I think
it
it's
does
I think
not.
it's I think it's the shield screw hose. I was looking at different videos to put up this morning, and I played the Holosun, and I think she said it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Because at the bottom it's got it says adapter for the MOS and the one for the RMR. So I'm guessing those are additional adapters that cost $100.
Right. Those are if
So
you want to mount it to the Glock MOS because you have to
Yeah.
get a plate that mounts it,
right.
or like if you have an RMR cut like I do
Right.
on my slides. If I wanted to put
So-
this on that, I would need the adapter plate.
I'd just be interested in knowing what pattern those holes are drilled to.
Right.
And whether you need to buy an adapter or if your gun came with the adapter when it was cut.
Right. But I think most of the little ones that you would put this on, probably you would have to have cut
Why
for it
can't these
specifically.
freaking gun manufacturers just standardize on one layout for their
Don't
for these
ask me.
optics?
Don't ask me. Now this, if it is a shield pattern, that is
Mhm.
pretty much they're the only two that really have that small sight pattern.
Well, the funny part is this is much less expensive than almost anything else out there, right? I mean, excuse me, the one that you can depend on,
Yeah,
the ones that have a reputation.
right. And this is the more expensive version. They
Mhm.
make the 407K,
Mhm.
which is just like a 6 MOA dot. Now it's
Yeah.
larger dot, but you don't get the circle dot or 2 MOA dot or combo. It's just a dot, and I think it's like $50 cheaper or something.
Yeah, so no, I was just looking it up because I checked out the SRO from Shishikon while I was at Shot,
Right.
and that had me nailed and stuff. Oh, can I go ahead and throw a spoiler alert out mainly because I might forget? Hey, Chad, where was the first at Shot Show at Media Day at the range? Who was the first booth I walked up to and tried their guns out at Shot?
I believe it was Springfield.
Yes, it was. So, to all those people that think I hate Springfield Armory, I jumped right in line and shot their Hellcat.
But you did not like shooting the Hellcat.
But I jumped right in line and I shot it. I mean, it was okay, but I tried it out. But I do want to go ahead just so we don't forget. Dude, I'm in love with the tanker version of the M1A. Just because it's so cool looking, and I was able to ding stuff at like 100 yards easy. So yeah, I didn't poo-poo all over them. I gave them a chance, and then I checked out Springfield Armory stuff, because I wanted to actually look, man. I have no problem eating crow and going, "Hey, I was wrong about that. I was wrong."
Hey, well, okay, so
I'm
that's
sorry.
the new
I
little-
wanted to take it off because I just wanted to get on because I
No.
wanted to say that before we forgot and it gets lost in the sauce.
Oh yeah, we know. But for something like that, this would be the 507K would be an awesome red dot for it.
I think they actually had the shield on that, right?
They did. They had the shield on it because I think you can buy it. I think you can buy the Hellcat with the shield on it.
And I mean, I put rounds down range. It wasn't a horrible gun. I mean, the red dot was off by half a target, at least the one I was shooting.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, I remember that. You
I'm
had
like,
to shoot to the side of the target.
I was aiming center mass and I was missing to the left. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's try this again. All right, aim off the right side, hit it in the middle. All right. I mean, a lot of people had shot it by the time I got to it. It is what it is. The gun ran. The red dot is a new experience to me. I trust Holosun. I know it won't kill my wallet, and they still provide a good red dot. And I don't think this will be any different. Hopefully, I can get one so I can learn how to shoot red dots. I don't think it's overly complicated. I just think it's something you have to get used to.
And the thing is being that you shoot lots of firearms, this is my opinion, but like when I went to a red dot on a pistol, it didn't take much to learn. You really do pick it up pretty quick because you're kind of your draw stroke is already there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the dot's there because your draw stroke's there. So it's not as hard as trying to teach somebody that maybe is kind of not a beginner. Yeah, I some of the stuff they had is I'm like, oh man, I wish I had more money.
Dude, the rifle stuff is crazy on the new rifle stuff they have coming out.
And you know, the machine gun optic they have, it's like
It was like a small television set.
it's literally like a small laptop. It's it was like I don't know, it's like a 10-inch window or something.
I walked up to it and I thought it was a display model.
Right,
Like-
but it's not.
like-
It's real.
No, this is to be strapped onto a belt fed or into like something
to like
mounted.
a mounted 50 or a mounted
Yeah.
minigun or
I'm like, dude, that dot has to be bouncing all over the place when you trigger like.
Well, it
Good luck with
depends. On a 50 maybe, but if you mount it on like a minigun, they're pretty smooth.
I don't know, but it looked like fun, dude. It looks
Yeah,
like
no kidding.
I want one of those just to have one of those as a what do you call that thing you just have sitting around the house as
Oh,
a paperweight.
You know what you should do, Tony? You
Hmm.
should get them to send you one, and you could just like put it in the middle of your hood on your car.
No.
I'm just saying. Okay. Well, we're going to get into the listener feedback because we actually have some.
Woohoo.
Yeah, it's short and sweet, but you know, it's from Wavy Crockett 13 and it says great and it's 5 stars. Hey, awesome. Love the show, man. You guys are funny as hell. Bought my first gun last year, M&P Shield 9mm. I love it. Great, good looking into getting great. I love it. Great, good. Yeah, looking into getting a Ruger American Predator 223 bolt action and an American Tactical AR-15 because I'm like Zane. My attention span is too short to wait. It's a little too short to wait a build gun. Plus, I love my fingers. Laugh out loud. So I guess he doesn't want to build a gun because he thinks he's going to smash his fingers.
Yeah. Shot an American. I mean, come on, dude. A lot of people have shot a Ruger American Predator.
And the thing is I think the Ruger Predator in 223s would be a great rifle.
I shot one in 300 Blackout at the Torrent booth. Wow. Just wow. Again, I believe if you got 300 Blackout and you're not silencing it, you spend a lot of money you don't have to spend if you're not suppressing it.
Well, that's why they designed the 300 Blackout, was to be silenced.
Well, that's why they designed the 300 Whisper, and then 300 Blackout just got the Sammy specs. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm old. I've been there already. I saw the predecessor. But I think it's a cool rifle. Glad you like it. Thanks for the positive review. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the American Tactical AR, I mean, everybody's making ARs, so I guess it's.
That's what he meant because there's no punctuation in here, so I didn't know what that was. The American Tactical AR, I don't know about that. Just because American Tactical imports some cool stuff. I don't know if they build the AR here or whether they get it from another country.
I have no idea. My guess is they probably do lowers and uppers and stuff here, and who knows what if they bring it in or. But yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea the quality of the parts they use or anything like that, but it is what it is.
I actually can say that I have an American Tactical aluminum lower, just the standard AR lower. I mean, it works fine. It's
okay.
It's like smooth. It's not like they machined it rough or anything. So.
No, I have American Tactical shotguns when they were bringing those in from Turkey, and again, quality product. So I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying, it's unknown quantity to me.
Yep, I gotcha. So we thank you for that review, and now it's time for Tony to tell us something that he didn't do at SHOT Show.
1 second. I
But
gotta
he's got
grab
a
it.
he's got a
gotta grab it.
second, so go grab it, and Rob and I will discuss something about. Hey, Rob, what did you see in all the news about SHOT Show?
All right, I'm back.
Nothing. Rob, see, Rob didn't even get to answer my question. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Tony's got a rifle.
We got the rifle that was built.
Oh, wait. That's airsoft because we're not supposed to show stuff on video.
Oh yeah, here's my airsoft gun that you're gonna call your hits if you get hit by this one. I'll tell you that much. Or not. We're giving this away to patrons on Patreon. Somebody's gonna win one. Not even win it. I'm sorry, because that would indicate I'm doing some kind of drawing, which I'm not. Just one of my friends will receive this. $20 and above. Get in before the end of the month, January. If you miss January, don't worry about it. We have some cool other stuff we're going to be giving away to patrons and people that support what we do. But I just wanted to show it because I haven't been big on this and letting people know what's going on. But I think it's time that somebody receive this for all the support that you guys been giving. I gave a rundown on it on my social media, so you don't need me to do it again here. Let's just say quality products, quality manufacturers, and one of you are going to walk away with it. So that's it. The next diversity shoot is February 20th at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park. If you like the work we do, please go to diversityshoot.com. We also have our swag there that you buy that helps not only our Second Amendment group here, but Operation Blazing Swords and Pink Pistols across the country. We also have my 2A4E shirts that you can also pick up there. We're just coming up with a bunch of different ways to fund what we do, because this is a big fight coming, not only in New Jersey, but in other states. I've supported things going down in New York. I've supported stuff going on in Pennsylvania, and I've helped support the stuff going on in Virginia. And I will continually do the Second Amendment fight because I really think our rights are worth it. Follow me on Instagram at Simon Says Train. Follow me on Facebook at not only Simon Says Train, but The Second is for Everyone. You can donate to our GoFundMe. The Second is for Everyone. You can donate to our Patreon, The Second is for Everyone podcast. Think that's also Simon Says Train at Yahoo, on PayPal. Any way you want to help us out, we really appreciate it, including purchasing anything from Black Bag Resources and typing in the code 2A4E when you check out. Get stuff delivered to the Diversity Shoot itself. Thank you, as always, for supporting the work I do and just allowing us to do and be in the good fight. Thank you.
Woohoo. So send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Go pledge your support at the gunandgearcult.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review like Mr. Let's see, what was it? Wavy Crockett 13. And check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider and read all the reviews we have up there. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, guys. See you next week.